うん。
Where are we headed?
Mog 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 mog.
あれあれ私配信してたあれあれマジちょっと自分のあれを見返してたんですけど。あれねねね、はるあせさん、こんにちは、こんばんは。
配信中やで。
あれね、ちょっと恥ずかしいですね。ちょっと設定を今めっちゃしてました。押しちゃったんだ、また。恥ずかしい。ちょっと頑張ってたとこ見直しながら配信じゃないわ、設定しました。戦闘中。お恥ずかしいですね。ありがとうございます。いや、気づいてよかった。マジでなんか、ふーとか言ってたかもしれない。ありがとうございます。気づかしてくれて。ミスっちゃったな。ちょっと待って。ちゃんと音声流れてんな。恐ろしい。よかった気づいて。ありがとうございます。独り言言ってたらちょっと恥ずかしいかもしれない。ゲーム以外とかね。しばしお待ちください。あ、そっか、配信の、私なんか、パソコンの、なんだこう、ボタンあるじゃないですか。あれで配信。
黙っていれば元が見れたのに。
カタカタ言ってる気がする。怖こういうのもあるんだ。もう、顔出し。いや。そんな喋らないですよ。めっちゃ怖いわ。それを押しちゃったんだ、なんかね、今、設定でちょっとガチャガチャしてて、全然気づいてなかった。そっか、そういうこともあるんだな。うわー、怖もう顔出し以外、初めてなんていうの、ミスで、一回やっちゃったので、誰それ以外怖いことはもう起こらないだろうと思ったら、もう一回怖いこと起こってたな。焦ってる今めっちゃ焦った。怖えよかった言ってくれて。もぐって。音声が。テレビの音声聞かないと。
ワンクリックで配信できる弊害が。
麻生さんこんばんは。
お邪魔します。
こんばんは。いえ、いらっしゃいませ。やべえ、めっちゃ怖かったよ。変なこと待って言わなくてよかった。めっちゃ焦ってる今。何言ってんだこの人。そうなんですよ。私、変換ともうぶっちゃけ私の設定なんですけど、変換と無変換っていうボタンが。
話し始めるまで注目してたから、危なかったですね。
そうですよね。やば、怖かったですよ。ちょっと私自分の配信を、負けたところを見返してて、これどう動いたらよかったのかなとか思って、設定しながら、銃撃戦負けてたので結構、ここかとか言わなくてよかった。危なかったです。そう、変換と無変換ってとこで、変換ってとこで配信を決定して、無変換で切るっていうのをやってるんですよ、私、設定で。それで、多分、なんか画面を設定するので、ちょっとカタカタしてたんですよ。それで押しちゃってましたね。そうか。なるほどな。 ありがとうございます、春汗さん。もぐもぐもぐもぐって、多分春汗さんそんな気なかったと思うんですけど。
ワンクリック除可、ワンボタンだった。
あ、そうそうそうそうそうそうそうそうそう、そうなんですよ。でもクリックじゃなくて、クリックするときは配信開始しますかってやったら、配信しますってやったら、はいっていうのを入れるようにしてるんですけど、もう基本そこ使わないで、その変換ってとこで押したらもう配信パッてできるようにして、もう変換ってとこでやったらパッて切れるようにしてるんで、そっちを押してましたね、今。怖えこういうのもあるんで、ちょっと、OBS つけるときはマジで気をつけよう。あありがとうございます。ねえ、大失態だよ、ほんと。よし、じゃあちょっと始めますね。これがね、面白くてちょっと、夜もちょっとだけ、あと、2時間ぐらいやろうかなと思ってて。お、ちょっと何か。この被り物欲しい。
もしもし、だったので変えてみた結果でした。
あ、なるほど。やっぱそんな、あれですよね。わかんないですもんね。ありがとうございます。でもめっちゃ助かりました。なんで春橋さんのコメント来てんだとか思って。って思ったんですよね、私。嘘そんなそんなことはと思ってパッて見たら配信されてた。いや、でもありがとうございます。よかった気づかせてくれて。ありがとうございます。あ、
If you did, that'd be good, actually. They could use the help.
And if you do, please don't mention us.
お、ちゃんと読んでないから。この被り物欲しいよ。ではちょっとゲームに、私の言い訳と失態タイムの後悔は、もう、置いといて。その被り物、ゲームに集中しましょう。集中しますね。その被り物についてどうしても聞きたい。
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our consumer care headwear division.
その格好で大丈夫ですか？
Oh, I'm having a stellar day. Not just because I'm legally obligated to say so.
そんな
Almost
愉
as
快な
stellar as a spacer's choice is affordable.
お顔に反して。声は渋い。それで周り見えますか？
I can see all of the top quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price.
歯はどうやって磨くんですか？
Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Sprat Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development.
全部固形の食べ物じゃないのか。固形の食べ物が恋しくなりませんか？
Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon colony.
寝るときもその格好ですか？
Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere and the crash will knock you out cold guaranteed.
へえ。この人は脱げない
Add
の
an
かこれ
additional
を。
10% to your purchase today and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat.
スペースはあなたの健康だからこそマーティンは販売員専門学校に6年通い、挙句にこの被り物をしているのです。手伝いましょうか。
Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think,
なるほど。
I think it's part of me now.
落ち着くんだ。
Are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green.
どこで手に入
You
る？
would never ask
どういうこ
if
と？
you knew what it's like in here.
そんな怖いの？
Why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon.
その被り物の下の人間に聞いています。お前本当に平気か。
Damn
お、
it.
ちょっと巣が出てきた。
Looking for that one. Look, this hat. My job. It may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person
マ
I
ーティ
can
ン、マー
be.
ティンごめんよ、マーティン。でもちょっと可愛いな、巣。立ち入りすぎたなら謝るよ、マーティン。
It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest.
ごめんなさい、お腹
Speaking
が鳴り
of
ました。
interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to.
何言ってますか？
Anything and everything. Whatever you want, we got it. And when you need a replacement, we got that
へ
too.
え。よっぽど品質悪いんですか？
Just the opposite. Spacer's Choice items are always
なるほ
new,
ど。
hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop buying new stuff. Oh, sorry. Got the line wrong. You want me to do it again?
セリフ？
It's a script.
あ、
If I
なる
don't
ほど。
follow it to a T, I might lose my job. You want me to do it right?
いいよいいよ、言っていいよ。
Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop improving their lives with our fine products.
いや、マーティ
You
ン
could go broke buying overpriced Aramid gear, or you could buy from us at a much more reasonable rate.
安さを求めるか品質を求めるか、そういうことですか？
We're here with an active inventory whenever you like, with a smile on our face, no less.
お、マーティンいいね。その被り物欲しいな。32% 割引なんかありますかね？持ってますね、でも。あ、でもこれはいいんじゃない？あ、売ってる売ってる売ってる !3。もらおう。で、これね、私、つけてもいいかなって思ってて、もう、結構売ってるんですよね。で、私結構あるしな。防具スキル、近接及び防御スキルが、移動中の雑音減少します。遠隔武器スキルが増加します。武器の発射速度、6倍ズーム。これ欲しい。あ、お金が。2倍スコープ。武器の精度が上がります。欲しい。もうどんどんつけてっても、なんか言われたんですよね。一回つけると、それ取り外しできませんよって言われてたんで、だから結構いい武器に使った方がいいんじゃないかなーって思ってたんですけど、もう別につけちゃってもいいのかもしれない。修理。ちょっと修理しよう。よし。これ誰かにあげよう。これは180。で、売る。いらない。でもこれちょっと解体した方がいいんじゃないかなとかも思うので、これは飲んでもいいと思うし、なんかいらないやつあるかな。あ、これか、これを売ろう。これジャンクだ。フェアイヤリング。これはちょっと置いときましょう。冷却用タンク。有毒なことはほぼ確率だ。 これ何？宇宙船の模型。懐中時計。うお、プライマルなの。これなんかいる人いるのかな？ちょっと置いとこうか。犬の肉。自慢げに使用することができます。シガレットライター。で、これも、これ何？小さなオルゴール。あげます。エネルギーキャニスターあげます。なんかフォールアウトとかだと、
売却の見極めが難しそうですね。
そうですよね。なんかNPC のクエストでこれいりますみたいな時あるじゃないですか。それが怖いので、ちょっと怪しそうなやつは置いときます。難しいですよね。開くなぁ。開くけど、いけるか。お、ごめん。今帰ります。
Oh, my mistake.
すいませんでした。ダメだった。怖い。評価が下落してしまった。
Can we rent an upstairs room?
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
グランドブレイカーの生活はどうです
Fine, as
か？
long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
サブナイトについて。
Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one.
プロムナードの商人とも取引あり
Of
ます
course,
か？
most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
うわ、結構大変な目に遭ってるんだ。グランドブレイカーはどうやって評価を遠ざけていますか？
Our chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free.
グラディスを探しています。
Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number
Number two.
2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from.
はい。おお。これなんか、ペットなのかゴキブリみたいなのか、どういう扱いなんだろう。でも結構汚い。セキュリティカードをちょっと閉めちゃいますよ。うわ、欲しい。わ、ないですね。ゴミ箱取っちゃおう。いいですね。おお、どこにあるんだろう、このカードキーは。寝てはりますね。エフライム・メイウッド、話す。
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this your room? I'll just move along. Wait, this is almost certainly my room. That's
ま
my
だ
floor.
まだ。
Damnable thing about living
ま
on
だ
a
話せない
space
感
station.
じ。
Nope.
これ絶対もうゴキブリっていうか害虫的な扱いやと思うんですけど、なんか。
I had question about your plan, Mr. Vicar.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the grand
なんで
plan.
こんなとこにこ
By
んなものが
contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
大丈夫ですよ。わあ、なんかいろいろルートがある。お、立ち入り禁止区域。立ち入り禁止区域に許可のない人間立ち入ると、質問されることもなく見つかり次第射殺されます。戦ったりスニーキング、ホログラフィックマントを使って立ち入り禁止区域を通り抜けることができます。ふわ。でもまだこれ、見つかんないでしょ。急げ急げ。開けない限り大丈夫だ。お、あったやったえ、ちょっと待って、なんかおかしくない？セーブしよう。なんか死体みたいなのが見える。
見つかったら即射殺とは。
やばいですよね。なかなか激しい。でもここなんか怪しいぞ。なかなか厳しい世界。怖っ。え？行っちゃダメ、行っちゃダメ、行っちゃダメ。もうアウトです。今兵隊さんが見えたのでここまでです。よかった、こっち来て。カードキー見つかりましたね。なんであそこが開けれますね。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following
う
story.
わ
Tossball finals are
で、こ
scheduled
こ
to
入
air
っ
soon,
て
but a scandal has
ちょ
rocked the
っと
league and thrown it
閉めて、なんで開けるんですか？開けないでください。あれ持ってるはずなんだけどな。あれ私取らなかったっけ？これをね、なんかロックみたいなのかかってるみたいなんで、なんでだろうな。180か。よっほ。320、134。アサルトライフル。アサルトライフルがいいか。これですね。よっ。で、いらないのは、もう、分解しちゃって、いいかもしれない。で、ちょっと強いのは、渡そう。マックス牧師さんに、どれだっけ？お、なんか、いい感じになりましたね。で、武器も、いいのを渡そう。あ、でもいいの持ってますね。全然強いですね、私の持ってるのより。パールバーティー。120、 137。これを外して、OK。これでもいいけどね。141。グレネードランチャー。ハーマス。これでいいか。とりあえずこれでいいかもですね。日記。コーデックス。あ、ステルスありますね。スニーキング。こっそり。あ、知ってるな。インベントリーで。船長の身分証。あれないんかな。なんか、あれ私取らなかったのかなさっきのやつ。お、先にじゃあちょっと話しちゃいましょうか。
You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought.
フィニアスに紹介してもらったステラベイのナビキーをあんたが売ってくれると言っていた。
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
お、フィニアスの紹介なんだが割引はないのか。
Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light on the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double.
お、その機会について教えてほしいです。
I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms,
他にどんな仕事がありますか？
might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
話題に出た機会について話がしたい。
Yes, dearie?
調べる準備は整っ
Ain't
た。
that just a treat? So, you know Edna, over in engineering? On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost
Roseway.
called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
ローズウェイはなんで放棄されたんですか？
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
お、
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
じゃあ何らかの自動メッセージだったのかもしれないです
Edna
ね。
didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
企業の町が隠し事をしているのはなぜ SOS を出すんで
Maybe
すか？
whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
お、つまりあなたのために鍵もある人間が欲しい。
My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies.
お、任せて。
Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
お、ありがとうございます。
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to
パー
find
プ
me.
ルベリーキャンディーを入
Here,
手しまし
take
た
a。candy with you.
あ、ありがとう。お、レベル上がりましたね。やった。ちょっとじゃあ、
Great law, is it hot in here?
他にも
What do you want then? My hard-earned wisdom?
いろいろお話聞きましょう。グランドブレーカーは評議会の統制から外れていると言ったよな。
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
どういう意味？
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
なるほど。
Go right ahead, sweetheart.
そう、私思ってたんですよ。熱処理とか言ってるけど、熱処理問題って何のことですか？
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
どういう意味？
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
ここで何を？
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
確かに。
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear?
評議会はなぜステラベイのナビキを回収しようとしているんだ？
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
お、どうして？
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
まだあそこに人はいますか？
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board.
なるほど。
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
ありがとうございました。ちょっとスキル上げましょう。防御も1個上げて、あ、スニーキングマイナス14になってる。なんで？医療をちょっと上げとくか。で、適用。で、特殊技能が、ダメージ単独では冒険しないので、後遺症となる。みんなが遅いわけではなく、武器、防具、耐久性低下。 仲間のクリティカル率。何がいいかな。あ、これいいかもしれない。TDD メーターのチャージ速度が増加する。これだな。これが結構使えるので、で、あと1個取ったら、この第2段階か、開くので、もうちょっとですね。で、登る。誰かいるかな？行かないな。お、誰？
I'm just in port long enough to get another haul contract.
有料ムービー。ビッグワンダフルフレンド。有料シリーズ。0個。ハッキング。お。気をつけろ。まあ大丈夫でしょう。この人がね、名前付きキャラなんで起きてほしいんですけど、起きないですね。じゃあちょっと探索します。このパールパティも誰かに会いたいみたいな言ってましたし、サイドとかまだまだいろいろありそう。こんにちは。よ、喋れないのか。話す。
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lei gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing.
整形内の小児はすべてここを通るような何か変わった情報はないですか？
I hear tell some folk down in the townships are getting offered early retirement. Who'd think of such a thing? What would you do with all the time?
お、いろいろな人が熱について文句を言ってるが何が問題なんだ？
The radiators, they're fucked 10 ways to Sunday. And we're all sweating buckets wondering when the powers that be are gonna get around to fixing it.
お、エンジニアリング。どうやらいけるか。
Couldn't say, and I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juices here, and it's only gonna get worse.
何のためにラジエーターが必要なんですか？
They're supposed to gather up all the heat the systems generate
暑い
and
んだ、
vent
じゃあ
it
こ
into
こめっちゃ。
space. Instead of the heat going where it ought, though, it seems to be blowing straight down the promenade.
どのくらいこの状態が続いてますか？
Weeks? I lost track. Too law-damn long.
周囲の責任者誰ですか？
Engineering. Chief Junlei Tennyson, to be precise. She runs this heap. Best she can, anyway. Don't know what's got her dragging her heels, but I wish she'd hurry it up.
お、なんかできるかもしれん。
That's not for me to say. But if you're feeling the urge toward helpfulness, you can find Chief Junlei in engineering.
純礼所長について知ってることは？
There's nobody who knows more about the station's guts. Any system you could name, June's crawled around inside and made it better. She doesn't come around here often, though. Don't...
ありがとう。マルティット。
I don't have time for this.
マルデットか。名前
Hey
あ、
you, where's my order?
You still haven't paid for your last.
マルデットは役職名みたいな感じかな。あった。誰かいる。
Step lively, Miss Holcomb.
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot wasn't untied.
お、大丈夫？
Would hate for you to get left behind, or architect forbid, become lost.
わあ、キーがいる。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following season.
でももう入れるとこなんてなかっ
Remember
た。
Auntie Cleo, because she remembers you. When you were sick.
ベル・エバーソン。
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? Ah, that's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
お、武器を改造するメリットって？
Why, it gets you the weapon best suited for your lifestyle.
All the better for performing a little percussive maintenance.
Self-improvement, including one's weapons, is always a worthy endeavor.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a scope and silencer on that bad boy. Bunker down in a bush someplace and pop off heads. What if you like getting in close and making a lot of noise? Extended ammo magazine and a barrel heat sink to bump up rate of fire.
気になってる。ダメだったんじゃないかな。気が変わったらパーツを外したり取り替えたりできるか。
No and yes. When you install something, it pops in there real nice, but if you want to replace it, the originals tend to snap like plastic toys.
改造パーツはどうやって？
Only takes a bit of elbow grease and a spot of engineering know-how. Most ships have a workbench near the cargo hold. Ours is in engineering. You could take your new toys over there if you feel like tinkering.
あ、武器を改造した品質保証が無効にならない？
Sorry, hon. Here at Bell's Shells, we just don't discuss impolite topics, and WARRA and TIES tops the list.
改造パーツはどこで？
Right here for a start. I got a fair selection. Modified weapons are my specialty.
あ、ありがとう。
So, what can I get you?
お、タクティカルショットガン。でもこれは戦闘で手に入るもんな。マグナム。断層。これちょっと欲しい。OK で、ないかな。作業台ちょっと探してるんですけどね、ないですね。入れないな。ここはなんだ？ いい心理張れるけど。くしゃくしゃの指示。フランキーからサルベージに関する情報を得た船舶貨物作業員の担当区画のあたりにあるレンガの壁の奥にグラウンドブレーカーの古い格納庫を見つけたとのことだ。到着便がすべて出港したから旗を盾に迎えとのことだ。到着便が、違う。縦に迎えとリリアからゴーサインを受けている。そこで君を偵察に送る。緩いパネルを探すんだ。寝台の上に登ったら奥の壁を目指せ。リリアから気をつけるように言われている。尾行されているというのが彼女の考えだ。リリアらしいといえばリリアらしい。お、そうなの？危ないのかな？この下なんかありそうですけど、いけないですね。ここ開けれるけど今あれが足りないので、ピッキングがまたちょっと取れた、覚えてたら来よう。マルテット、あと行ってないのがミニスベイ。
I'm not going anywhere, you hear? You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
こんにちは。
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Furu? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jesse in the first place.
お前の友達ってどういうことだ？
Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
そうなの？待って、彼女のことが嫌いなのに彼女を調べてるの？
You say that like it's weird.
はあ。でも、なんで？
Like I said, Jessie did me a favor, and now I owe her one.
あ、なるほど。
I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid. That's all.
ジェシーの状況は、まあ、ジェシーさんが誰かわかんないんですけど。
Yeah, if she's in the morgue.
彼女が病気じゃないとどうして生きれるの？
Because I'm a doctor. I know what illness looks like.
なるほど。
And Jessie was looking as sleek as a sprat in the Tyleritos last time I saw her. And anyway, if someone suddenly comes down with a calamitous disease, it doesn't stay secret for long around here.
お、俺ならジェシーのところに行けるかもです。
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
このクエストの目的を達するには立ち入り禁止区域に入る必要があります。中では見つかり次第、射殺を受けますが、変装することで即時敵対されるのを防ぐことができます。射殺される。怖っ。
What seems to be the problem?
とりあえずこっちからよ。あんたから物資を買えるだろうか。備蓄はたくさんありそうだが。
Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here.
どういう意味？
We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Antiquarians, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
デシードロイドに会いたいです。
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. The others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
ちょっと言ってみよう。記録によると、あんたと彼女は直接話してないんですか？
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
なるほど。
Take care.
でも入ったら、射殺って言われてたな。ちょっと置きましょう。まだいろいろあるな。
CNP Borston baked beans. When you need to eat and run, Borston.
Following that series? The Hunt for the Wimbro? The pirate ship? I'll have to wait for doctors.
Oh, neat!
サブライト契約者。
Now, this should prove interesting, to say the least.
ここはなんだ？
I'm seeing you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicker? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicker. Don't worry. The captain and I will take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
なんか NPC っていうか仲間の会話楽しいですね。結構喋ってくれる。話す。
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the unreliable?
ちょっと偽名使っとこう。キャプテン放送です。
Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
じゃああなたはサプライズの社員ですか？
Sure am. A few years back they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't worth a damn? These days I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
ありがとうございます。では、ここがメインかもしかして。こんにちは。市長さんっぽいな、ここの。市長じゃないな。リーダー？
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come.
これは もうちょっと嘘をつき倒そう。本尊で
A
す。
little advice.
あ
After you
ー、バ
stop
レちゃ
telling
った。
lies, get a feel for who you're talking to.
すいません。
It's nice to see the unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere.
殺したのは違いま
I
すよ。
didn't ask.
あ、すいません。
残念。
I have a salvage
バレ
job
ちゃ
for
いました
someone
ね。
light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings.
な
But
かなか勘の鋭い
there's a catch.
お姉さん。
Just like in the serials.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested?
ステラベイの何がそう特別なんですか？
First, an embargo that's been active ever since the board pulled its forces off-world. Few regulations, plenty of freedom. And second, all the goodies that no one had time to pack.
ナビキー持ってないけど仕事を受けられますか？
I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need.
お、そうな
If
の？
there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits.
サブライドは厳密にはサルベージに力を入れてないってことでいいのか？
These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down.
サブライドがサルベージやシッピング以外に追求する他の分野はどんなものがあるんだ？よくわからない。
Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow.
じゃあややこしそうだけど。
Legal formalities.
儲かりそう。
Thank you. I work hard to keep it that way.
じゃあこのビジネスはどの程度組織されてるんだ？
Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one.
あなたはサブライズの犯罪行為についてはとても正直だ。
Hey, careful with the C word
あー、ごめん
around
ね。
here. I like to keep things above board, and that kind of talk only makes trouble. Sublight occupies a legal blind spot. No one knows what we're licensed to do, and that gives our little business some freedom. But let's not tempt fate.
じゃあ他の質問。
Ask. I have nothing to hide.
じゃあないね。
Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
はーい、ありがとうございました。お、眺められる。だよね、いるよね。で、今行ったら危ないから、とりあえず降りましょう。
You don't seem to like traveling with us much.
Why in the architect's name would you say that?
It's just that you're real grouchy. Kinda all the time.
I'm not grouchy, I'm just
お、大丈夫か？仲良くな。
Yeah, see, when you say it like that, it makes me wonder.
お、仲良く。エッセル・ガイブラー。
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terror fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen?
そもそもスプラットソーセージって何ですか？
You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terror fry them in their own juices.
ボアストソーセージみたいなもの？
Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice.
なるほど。
Or,
著
the
作
other meat is a registered trademark of C&P.
商標権
Everyone
みたいな
knows
のがあ
our
るってこと
company
か。
and theirs are nothing alike.
テラフライドってどういう意味？
Terror frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry.
スプラットソーセージはあなたが発明したの？
Legally? No. The terror frying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice. Between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&Ding our own special meat.
なるほど。
Just as well. Long as you don't mind me, just as fresh from the grinder, any hour.
どんなんだろうね。ちょっと買ってみるか。で、おお、ここ調理んとこだ。違う。アイク武器庫発見。
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those
お、
times
ち
you
ょっ
have to
とお
repel
話の
borders
途
but
中
don't
で
want
す
to
が、
risk
ち
a
ょっと
bullet through
席
the
を
hull.
離れます。お話を聞いていきましょう。
Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in this shape.
お前もスペーサーです
Not
か
me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations.
お、続きは
I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom.
なるほど。グランドブレーカープロムナード。お、まだ続きがある。
This is Halcyon News.
XF411s?
もらえるかな。
You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
あ、いいね。話す。
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate.
あ、この人だ。
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sublevel.
I could spend all day
ジ
here.
ュンレイ・テニソン。
It's all pretty worn though.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
お、俺はアリアン部の船長だ。今のところ船を動かせる状況じゃないが。
I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic, and it rankles them good when I challenge it.
Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
あなたが平和を保てるように手伝えることは何でもします。
Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
募集を解除されたらモナークへ行こうと思ってます。
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different. So welcome aboard.
あまり評議会を信用してないみたいですね。
You're right. I don't. The board is after 2 things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
どうやって評議会と安全な距離を保ってますか？
I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change.
なるほど。
You've got my attention.
これがね、この2つが重要だと思うんで、これ聞きましょう。ここの司令官を務めるのはどういう気分ですか？
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
じゃあこれ言いましょう。このパールバティがいつでもその方にを一緒に担いでくれるぞ。
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out.
この船は家族所有なの？
Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gaying, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer.
お悔やみを言います。巡礼重責を担うことになったんですね。
Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
自爆装置はどこにあるんだ？これ言え
I
る
hope that
の？
was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe.
若いよね。その年で後継者を育てるのはまだ早いんじゃないか。
You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so.
お見か
The
け
next
してない
captain
で
won't
す。
have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when.
なるほど。
You've got my attention.
パールバーティ、巡礼と話がかっていただろう。ほら。
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
パールバーティに続けるよう促す。
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
パールバーティを静かに励ましょう。
Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
おめでとう、パールバーティ。
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging
あ、
for
待って
my
待って。
attention.
熱処理の問題を抱えると聞きました。何があったの？
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
どうしてまだ治ってないの？
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
妥協の余地はないのか。
Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
お、地獄。いけるか。解決するには委託業者が必要になるはずだ。俺ならお手頃価格で雇えるぞ。ダメ
Reasonable,
か。
huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
いけたのかなこれ。いけたっぽいな。祖母の古い設計図によれば必要な部品はバックベイにあるらしい。違うわ。これだ。上を読んでた。バックベイ、そこは誰でも知っている場所ですか？
Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
他の場所でその部品は手に入らないの。
You must not have been here long. In Halcyon, new parts come by way of interstellar freighters from Earth, and the board monopolizes that kind of trade. That means I'd have to negotiate with the board. I've already given them the shops, the docking fees, and a damn embassy.
行政を人質に取るのが連中の交渉術みたいだな。
Damn right. And while I'm captain of the Groundbreaker, it falls to me to preserve this ship's independence.
他の人間に部品の回収を任せようとしたことありますか？
I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable.
気にしてないよ。
Cute. My grandmother taught me that one. I was afraid it had fallen out of style.
そこに誰かいるか知らないが、その連中と話し合ってみたらどうですか？
Those idiots are immune to
なるほ
reason.
ど。
And they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're content to die last. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts.
じゃあバックベイから必要な部品取ってきます。
Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
おー。だよね。あ、作業台？今はね、取らない方がいい。作業ある。ピストル結構使うので、これ改造してもいいかもって思ってます。ショックに変更します。プラズマ。標的を感電します。爆発。これはオートマグナムピストルをマグナムで改造しますか？この改造部品を取り付けたらエンジニアリング巨匠ランク150になるまで回収できません。はい、いいです。武器の精度があります。これはまだつけなくてもいい。つけるとしたら、どれかな？これか。プラズマに変更しよう。で、2倍スコープ、6倍ズーム。これにストッカー2個あるし。で、これを、弾薬。よし、OK です。
Workers should be on the lookout for slacking and underperformance. Report anyone you suspect.
お、なんか上に上がるやつがある。なんだこれ。あっちにもね、行きたい。あとここもあるし。とりあえずこれ行くか。なるほど、バックベイ。こんにちは。
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. This unit dispense proteins for your ingestion.
ずいぶん立派な自販機ですね。
This unit is programmed to simulate shock
ごめんよ。
and such assertions. Shock simulation non-functional. A trouble ticket has been
い
filed.
けるか。 エンジニアリング、俺が確認してるの直せるかもしれない。いけるか。い
Simulation
けた。
restored. Initiating shock subroutine. How dare? Shock subroutine complete. Estimated guilt level of customer increased by 35%. Resuming protein dispensation protocol. It is unit dispense proteins for your beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
クレアおばさん。クレアおばさんか。自然もらっとこう。ありがとう。
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorists.
Go back to Byzantium, you
Report
gold-plated
any sightings
bastards.
to your local board and the...
Yeah, no one wants you on groundbreaking.
お、企業、誰だ？ユーベド、ユードム・ベッドフォード。お、パールバーティーなんか話してるな。
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
アレックスは死んだよ。
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
おー、残念なことになりました。
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
彼とはどういう関係だったんです
He was
か？
my dearest friend.
あ、辛い。
My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed.
お、なるほど。騙し、その、なんだ、もちろん置いていた。お、騙されてくれた。
Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
騙し、獰猛な焼けに生きたまま食われたよ。
No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their...
お悔やみ申し上げます。懸案事項の話戻していいですか？
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go...
何?
Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
お、急にそういう顔になったな。議会はなぜウェルズを気にしてるんですか？
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
どうして俺がウェルズについて何か知ってると思うんですか？
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
怖いから言わないでおこう。アレックスはフィニアス・ウェルズのことなど何も言わなかったですよ。
Well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
評議会に首をって言っていたが何の話ですか？
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal.
もったいぶった態度はよしてください、ヘッドフォード。
I don't intend to be. It's
あ、ですよ
just
ね。
a matter of trust.
はじめましてだもんね。あんたの信頼を得るにはどうしたらいい？
Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. Well, it's my white whale, I suppose.
ウェルズがどこにいるか教えられない
It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out.
ああ、もう言うか。
Be my guest.
ここで何を？
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands.
小さな宇宙ステーションの大物いいゴミ。いや、これ言っちゃダメでしょ。それでは答えになっていない。
I send a lot of messages. Sometimes I read them. Every once in a while, I'll impound a ship if I want to feel alive.
ステラベイまで連れてってくれる？
Good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
ノーってこと？
No.
Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
ノーの一言でよかったんだが、類義語辞典まで紐解いてくれるとはな。
Best to be clear, I believe.
ここ暑くない？
Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
She's doing everything she can. It's your people's fault it's not fixed, not Junlei's.
My, aren't you, excitable.
お、抑えてパールバーティ。ここは俺たちで話をつけよう。
She's not. She's real good at her job, Captain.
巡礼なら君の力を借りなくても自分の名誉くらい守れるよ。
I just don't like this walk-in mustache speaking rude of her is all. Not after all she's given up for the station.
そう。カッとなっちゃダメだよ。
I suppose you're right.
Well, now that
気持
that's
ちは
dealt
わか
with,
る。
might we get back to business?
なぜここには武装した護衛がいるんですか？
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
お、知力。あんたを危険から守るためか。
Precisely.
ダメか。
Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign.
プロムナードの事務所を維持することが無害だというのか。
When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care.
後ろにある施錠された扉は何ですか？
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
機長は頻繁にここを訪れますか？
Good law, of course not.
あ、
He'd
なる
never
ほ
set
ど。
foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use.
他の質問。
Ask away.
これちょっと言ってみましょうか。どこへ行けばフィニアス・ウェルズに会えるかを知っているぞ。
What?
そう、騙しがあると思ったんですよね。騙し、ウェルズ、ところで何かのような何かが本当に合う。ドアを開けた方がいいんじゃないか。
I'm sorry? I'm quite certain I heard Wells. Phineas Wells.
不意に匂わすウェルズ。人の名前でそんな風に遊ぶのは失礼だろう。相手がお尋ね者であっても。
But it's always like this with you tramp freighter captains.
そう絶対言わないだろうなとは思ったんですよね。
Well, once you've tired of your jokes, you know where to find me.
はい、ありがとうございました。じゃあ、出ようか。で、私、一個ね、なんか、最初、ここ来た時に、護衛室みたいな技術室と、防衛室だったっけな、なんか忘れちゃったんですけど、この後ろにあるよ、みたいな感じで言ってくれてたのを覚えてて、それがいまいちどこかわかんないんですよね。なんかもう一個ありそうだけど。
Yes, but as I've repeatedly said, I was assigned there as a vicar.
なんか
I was
喋って
not
た。
a prisoner.
I just can't believe you'd lie.
I was. This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew chief. I mean, the
この
scholar.
人が教えてくれてたんだよな。あ、ここかな。あ、でもここ入ったら。あ、ダメだ。グランドブレーカーの、ちょっとこの人に話したらなんかくれないかな。ダメだ。
Be seeing you. Hey there. Maybe. All right. Be seeing you.
じゃあ、クエスト行くか。結構もらった気がします。仲間のクエスト。エリーは自身何か不都合なことが起こったと考えている。自身はエリーの知人で、グラウンドブレーカーのベイに不審なほど長期間入院している。これ、入ったら射殺って言われたやつだ。 グランドブレーカーのプロムナードにいるグラディスからナビキーを購入する必要がある。あ、もう購入するしかないのか。アーニアルライブに戻り、パールバティに巡礼のことを尋ねる。サムのことをエイナに質問しよう。質問しろ。じゃあちょっと戻ってみますか。近いし。なんかね、私ここじゃないかなって若干思ってるんですけど、ここも閉まってるので、さっきのところなのかな。あー、危ないな。あれ、誰かいる。こっちか。
Hey, you got a second?
お、さっきの男の子じゃん。
Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close.
乗りたいですか。
Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me.
知り合って間もないのにそんなに雇われたいですか。
Yes, I
ですよね。
absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired.
おー、これ言ったらダメなんじゃない。お、わかったよ、フェリックス。お前を雇うべき理由を聞かせてくださ
You
い。
serious? You're giving me a shot. All right. Hang on. I put together a little speech just in case you asked.
そこまで。
Hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me to join the crew of your ship and/or outlaw gang.
お、どうぞ。
Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion.
I'm sorry. He's funny.
ねえ。
Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is it's a work in progress.
お、どうぞ。
Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together.
I thought that was real good.
これはちょっと心が動かされる。
Thanks for the vote of confidence. What do you think? Am I in?
死体を運ぶ銃撃戦、俺がどんな仕事をしてると思ってるんだ。
The fun kind? I mean, what else do you do when you got a ship of your own?
ちょっとこれだけ言っとくか。いいか、俺たちは責任、そうかな、そうかな。うん、確かに。歓迎します。
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this.
じゃあ、船で会おう、フェリックス。
I'll just gather my personals and meet you on board. This is gonna be great.
おめでとう。
We're picking up strays now?
そうです。
Look at that. A real vicar. I'm sure we'll get along like a church on fire.
お、仲間が増えた。やった。で、この子に聞くんだっけな。
Welcome back, Captain.
あ、エイダだ、
How
こ
can
の
I
人
be
だ。
of assistance?
お、管理人のクローゼットで埃を集めているロボットについて何か知っています
The
か？
unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it. But I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
お、こんな救難信号を拾ったんだ。再生してくれる？
Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. for law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help.
お、怖い。
What? No! No, no,
どうした怖い怖い。
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw.
お、気晴らし隊機構
Certainly,
です。
Captain.
何
What would you
何
like to hear?
お、これ、エイダジョークを言ってみ
I
て。
used to hate
シリじゃ
math,
ん。
but then I realized decimals have a point.
エイダ、俺のお気に入りの曲をかけて。
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
おー、ありがとう。
My pleasure, Captain.
今は十
As you
分で
wish,
す。
Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
話をしていい
I have lots of minutes, many minutes, unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing
Captain.
adequate power source, I can
ごめんよ。
function indefinitely.
話を遮ってしまった。キャプテン放送について教
I
えて。
require a captain to pilot the ship. Without an identified captain or crew, I serve no purpose. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our
悲
travels
しそうな
together,
顔してる。
Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
この船には他にも船長がいまし
If
た
you
か
mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
お、別の話しま
How
しょ
can I
う。
be of assistance?
コロニーについて教
What
えて
part
ほ
of
し
the
い。
colony would you like to discuss?
あー、じゃあこれ、いるところについて聞いていこうか。グランドブレーカーに
We're
ついて
clear。to dock with the groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
お、じゃあよろしく頼みま
I
す。
can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship.
お願いし
You
ま
are
す。
more than welcome, Captain.
じゃあグランドブレーカーの話を教えてくださ
The
い。
Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid.
じゃあ、
I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
あともう一個。こっちどこだ上
I don't know if you watched the big finale, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. Let's just say it involved a whole mess of tossball players and the biggest Manta Queen I ever saw.
Do you think maybe I could borrow that sometime?
お、バルバーっていうお話が。
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick?
お、もちろん。
So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages? I got him here on my data pad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good.
Oh.
But real sweet.
いわば心から表現されてるってことだね。
Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. The trouble goes away.
なかなか独特なポエムだね。
Sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem.
両思い。
My chest hurt, kinda.
彼女お前のこと、君のことが好きなんじゃない
I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways, not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't. I just don't care for it.
な
It's
る
been
ほ
a
ど。
problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they didn't. They said I was cold.
お前は出会った中でもかなり心の温かい奴らの言うことを構うことないよ。これかな？
Thanks, Captain. That makes me feel a touch better. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go.
頑張れ。
Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking.
おお、急展開。
Isabel. Who's Isabel?
顔が険しくなってますよ。
They were close, Captain. Like more than friends close.
正直だね。だっけ巡礼だっけいけるか近しい関係だった。今は違うんだろ。
I don't know.
くそ、ダメだ。
Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week?
わかんないね、わかんない
Captain, I'm feeling
ね。
all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope?
じゃあ、私が持ちますよ、お酒代。
Thanks, Captain. I'll be ready.
なかなかうまくいかないね。あ、ロストホープに連れて行く。じゃあ連れて行こう。で、あと、ここでできること、日記、掃除マシンかな。本村の端末を調べよう。間違った。空っぽの、このね、セキュリティ端末も入っちゃダメなとこにあるんですよね。どう行くべきか。下。
Would you like a reminder on when you're...
お願いします。テニソン。間違った。どれだ？ログ。サムってあるな。サム、一つ目。忘れるな、前回の仕事の最中にエメラルドベールのゴミの山から廃棄された衛星処理とメンテナンス用ロボットを見つけた。起動させるのはそんなに難しくないはずだ。ほんの少し主要機能を改造すれば戦闘可能な個体にできる。いわば清潔で卑劣な殺人マシーンとでも言うべきか。面白くなってきたぞ。モーソン。研究ノート016996。工場の標準部品 SUDS 洗浄パーツの除去に成功した。戦闘対応代替部品酸性洗浄パーツの到着が遅れている。このままでは作業工程が丸3ヶ月遅れそうだ。まあ他に急ぐ用事があるわけでもない。いや、あった。3番目。研究ノート016997。部品の到着を諦めよう。部品は輸送中に紛失したらしい。そうなるとすぐには出てこないだろう。しかしいい知らせが、ブローカーを知っているという女の知り合いから情報が入った。ブローカーからは高い値段をかけられたが、そいつのおかげで酸性正常パーツのある場所に関する情報を入手できた。部品はローズウェイの古い施設に輸送されたらしい。あんなむさ苦しい場所に戻ることになるとは思わなかった。おばさんが何年も前に放棄している点は良かったけど、今度エメラルドベールへ帰るときに立ち寄ってみろ。ウェルズからある人物を見張るように言われている。詳細はおいおい。蘇る武器。いいですね。もう12時か。そこで帰ろうってことか。でもここでまだやることありますもんね。これもだし、これ言って今日終わらせるか。パールバティと マックス神父。続ける。
Hey, that pad down there, with the lights off?
で、多分、ここな気がする。ここだ、やっぱり。
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner?
ちょっと待って。
Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert? Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper.
ちょっとこれ聞いてみるか。本当にこんなことしたいのか不安げに見えるけど。
Oh, no, that's on account of my not being able to sleep lately. Makes my hands all twitchy, you know? I've just been lying awake, thinking about what Junlei said, and feeling my heart shake.
じゃあ、あんまり飲まない人なんなら、私、ジュースみたいなやつがいいんじゃないかなって思うんですけど、まあ、これにしましょう。お前は、お酒はあんまり飲まないだろう。ゆっくりと飲もう、ビールとかで。
Oh, beer. I guess, yeah, I can do that. Beer can be good. I bet. Bottoms up.
Welcome to a favored pastime of the common masses, Ms. Holcomb. I myself don't imagine you'll care for the flavor.
ブーツの裏側、ワインの方が良かったかな。
This tastes like the underside of a boot. People drink that for fun? Oh, Captain, I'm pining for Junlei something fierce. What am I doing?
泣いているように聞こえるよ。大丈夫？
I know you mean well, so I'll try not to take that.
そうか、ちょっと同情しすぎたか。
Something personal, Ms. Holcomb. Truly, it is your hidden strength.
Thanks. I think. I don't know what to do about us.
これから私たち彼女のメッセージどうして不安になったのか話してみて。
Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all.
これかな。実際どんな風にメッセージ書いてあったの？教えてもらってないですよ。
It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her?
何の話？
I just got a lot of feelings.
ダメか、
Captain,
近く。
They're all climbing up my throat. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve.
説得してみよう。どう？いけた。
Come on, Captain. I'm here to drink.
あ、ちょっと可愛い。
Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little woozy. Hydration. Here I come.
お冷やお冷や。
Good call. It's best to proceed with a light hand the first time.
Shush you. Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time.
俺がいるのに。
Silly things, but
ちょっとこれ言いたいけど。でもまあちゃんと乗ろうし、相談ごとに。何が怖いんですか？
Everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me?
ここで止めないで行くとこまで。いや、これ、早くないか。簡単な方法がきっとあるはずだよ。どんな？これで行くか。こっちかこっちだな。怖くなるのも不思議なことじゃないよ。
Well, I never done this before. Never really tried to pursue someone. I'm all flailing limbs and yelling like a little one thrown in the sea who don't know how to swim. You know I'm not interested in physical affection. That's... Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me.
結構重い話をされて
What
る
if
な。
she's not okay with that? What if she is, but then later, she's not?
これだな。私どっちかっていうと、自分に対して人がどんな反応するかコントロールすることはできないよ。たとえそれが気にかけてる人でもね。
What do you mean, Captain?
自分が、言い過ぎだ、これは。言いたいことわかるけど。
会話のボリュームがあるな。
ありますよね。結構深いことをもう言ってますよ。どれにしますかっていうのを。結構私だったらこれだなっていうのを今選びましたね。これもね、他人のことを考えててもわかんないし、気にしててもしんどくなるだけだよっていうのはわかるんですけど、イライラするだけだぞっていうのを言うとね、イライラじゃなくてしんどくなるだけだよだったらこっちにしてたんだけど、でもこっちかな、私。わかろうとしてもわかんないよ。
So I should just be myself? You sound like my dad. It's sweet. Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I think ungenerous thoughts.
みんなそうだよ。
I suppose so, but I want to be my best self for her. A good person, worth caring for. Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just...
これ聞いちゃっていいのかな？
So much to think about.
聞いちゃっていいのかな？私、気になるここに来てちょっと、野じ馬根性が。どういたしましてって終わらせてあげたいけど、誘いますか？
Oh gosh, I don't know, Captain. Do you think I should?
説得。よし、いけた。
There's no need to strip your screws over it.
ごめんよ。
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a
褒めら
friend.
れた。ありがと
It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
Well, it's not like I could be elsewhere. Nor am I capable
う。あ
of
なた何も言
neglecting
って
a
ないじゃん、
wayward
お前。
lamb in need of guidance.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? I wish there was a place we could all live quiet together. Come on, let's go.
やったーレベルアップいいですね、最後の最後に。いや、でもそうですよね。そうだ、めっちゃこれ会話のボリュームありますよ。なかなかいろんな選択肢がある。で、会話めっちゃ変わりますしね。いや、面白いな。じゃあ利用可能スキルを上げて。50にしとこう。よし。で、OK。いいですね。なんか今日は、夜はね、結構クエスト会みたいな、クエストを集めたり、お話聞く会だった気がするんですけど、面白かったです。会話もね、何言ってんだって、あんま分かってないんですけど、さーっと聞いてるので。いや、でも面白いです。さーっと聞いてる感じでもめっちゃ面白いです。じゃあセーブして、そう、ここでは戦闘起こらないだろうと思って、私がそこまで変な行動をしない限り、セーブしなかったんですけど。よし、これで大丈夫。またここから始められる。いやー、パールパーティー頑張れ。では、ここで12時になりましたしね。終わりたいと思います。いや、このゲーム面白いです。次のね、ここの惑星でも、なんかやること上の。
お疲れ様です。
お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。多分上戦闘パートだと思うので、この上の回。ちょっと次はそれやっていこうかなって思います。あと他に、ステルス系のミッションとかも結構ありましたしね。どれだっけ？これもステルスだし、結構ここあるんですよね。ちょっとこれを クエスト消化をしていきたいと思います。他の惑星行くのもいいかもしれないです。ではでは、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。終わりまーす。